What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Patrick here from NintenTalk. We have a bunch of new design ideas for you. Before I get started with the design ideas, I just wanted to make a pretty cool announcement. Right here, this picnic blanket, a lot of you guys have requested it, and I finally found it. Thanks to one of you, so I'll put it on the screen right now. There you go. That is the design ID for the blanket itself. If you search by creator code, you will find the fringes on the side. I can rest easy now because you guys have that pattern. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get to our first actual design tip. And yet again, I like to find what some people think is gross and disgusting and make it look really good. So the first design tip we are talking about today is weeds. Now, we all have them on our island. We all have them on those mystery islands. Pick your weeds and keep them in your inventory. Now, weeds you have to use sparingly. So I'm in my campsite right now, an area that's supposed to be in the middle of wilderness. So it's supposed to be kind of gritty and there should be weeds around. So all I'm going to do is just plant these anywhere you want. And the good thing about like a campsite or like somewhere that's kind of rural in your area is that they really look good anywhere. Now, I will say something: when you first plant them, they don't look that great. They slowly become something a lot better. So I'm just going to plant these. So obviously the campsite I suggest is a really good place. They also look pretty good on dirt too. Let me continue to sprinkle some here. The only thing I will tell you about weeds is that they can spread. So you're going to have to check these areas regularly. So I put these weeds right outside of the entrance. I don't want the weeds to continue over here. So there will be weeds that will grow outside, so you just got to control them and pick them, obviously, in the places that you don't like. So let's put some more. And, I mean, you could just be messy with them. You could be neat, but I just like the way that they look. And, I don't know, it's kind of something that's overlooked. So that's kind of a good example. I like how full it looks, and it makes it look a lot more natural. Let me take you to one other spot. Okay, so I am at the second location, the other only location I'm going to put weeds. So let me plant one here. So this is what weeds look like, obviously, when you first plant them. They're small, and you might be thinking, well, why don't they look great like the other weeds that I find on the islands? So I think you guys are talking about these longer ones that have flowers on them. I actually think that these look really nice. So, of course, this is my graveyard area. I kind of went for the rundown, old graveyard aesthetic. So I planted a bunch of weeds up here, and see how they're creeping out? Like, I didn't plant these at all, but they're creeping out of the entrance. I probably will keep those, though. This whole third level is supposed to be kind of old and not taken care of. I have stumps up here and things like that. So weeds in this case are okay if they spread. But yeah, if you're looking for these tall ones with flowers, it just takes a few days. It's just like flowers. You're going to plant the weeds, and then eventually they will grow into something which I think has a lot of beauty in it. Okay, so tip number 2, staying again with the unappreciated items in Animal Crossing, we are simply going to make a normal everyday item into a rock star. So this is a cushion. You've probably found these all over, maybe in the store, maybe you've skipped them. I'm telling you guys right now, go buy some cushions because we're going to do something really cool. I do have to credit my friend Josh Thomas of the BitBlock for this next one. So we are going to actually use his designs. So I will put the designs on the screen right now. So we have a bag of marshmallows. He killed these designs, by the way. They look so good. A bag of marshmallows, a bag of hot dogs. This looks so good. And then the last one is actually not him, but it's another idea for you guys. It's a seed bag. So let's go into this right now. So, of course, when you get the cushion, there will be a ton of designs. They're pretty good. You know, if you want to put them inside your house too, they look just as well. But I'm focusing on the outside. So let's go. Oh, also you can do Mabel's patterns. She has a ton of patterns that you can do with that. But let's go to the custom design. Can we just appreciate this marshmallow bag right here? This makes me so happy. So we're going to make one of those. And we're going to show you how that looks. Of course, that will be going in the campsite. And then let's continue customizing our other one, and let's make the bag of weenies. All right, we are back at the campsite, and I think just these little details that people will remember about your island. Let's put down the I think this is the marshmallow one. Let's put this baby down. How good is that? I absolutely love that. And it goes perfect with your campfire, obviously. And it's just such a good touch. And then let's get rid of this picnic basket for a second. And let's put the other cushion, which is the bag of hot dogs. Oops. There we go. So I just think, you know, such a creative idea with just a simple item like cushions is phenomenal. I think they came out great. The patterns came out great. And just these little touches can really make your campsite shine. All right, so tip number 3 has to do with paths and giving them a little bit better of a look. So we have 2 different patterns today. They are multi-patterns, so they will have multiple designs to them. So I'm going to put the first one on the screen now. It's a little bit of grass edging, and I think this looks really cool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go to our paths right here, and we will do the first one. So I downloaded, there's a top and a bottom here. There's also a left and a right, but I chose to do this way just because I have a lot of design patterns and, you know, getting rid of them is a pain. So what I'm going to do, paint it on there, and you can see my little steps. Those are just 2 pieces of wood pathing. I think that just makes it look so much better. And especially, again, in this area that's kind of supposed to be overgrown, I think that these look really good. Now let me do the bottom ones. And I think this looks better if you do them kind of diagonal. So top and a bottom. You know, it all depends on where your paths are. If they're side to side, that could look good too. But just that little bit of detail gives it that kind of overgrown wilderness look. So I really do like that. Let me know what you guys think of that. And then this second one is, again, a multi-piece pattern. So I will put that on the screen for you right now. And it's similar to the one that I just showed you, except it's a flower path pattern. So again, this one has a left and a right, which is the one I downloaded. But there's also a top and a bottom, like the grass pattern that I just showed you. So I'm going to do this. And this could look good, I think, in a really wooded, covered area. And of course, if you're putting it over a dirt path or something like that, it's going to bend with the pattern. Perfect. I actually like that a lot. So this is just, I don't know, I just kind of dislike boring, long paths that really don't bend or anything. But this is a good way to kind of spruce it up a bit. So let me put the right side now. And I just think it makes it look pretty cool. I mean, this is kind of a rural spot in my island, so I guess that it works, but this would look good if you have a ton of trees and you just kind of want to make it like little leaves and flowers all over your path. I kind of like the messy look, and of course, going back to the other tip, you can put a bunch of weeds around and really make it look good. Another thing about the weeds that I forgot to mention, they will not lower your island score. It is literally a plant that you're growing, so it doesn't affect your island score at all. But look at this. I really do like that. And like I said, put this in heavily wooded areas, maybe a campsite or something like that. But let me know what you guys think. All right, because I know you're wondering. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. An oversized sweats dress. Okay. All right, so the last 2 design ideas are more of inspiration. A lot of you were telling me that you've had empty spaces on your island and you kind of need some more ideas. So this is a really unique idea. It's another custom pattern, so I will put it on the screen for you right now. This is a multi-pattern. So this artist actually, this is train tracks. So this artist actually has a lot of different ones. So the ones that I'm going to be showing today have kind of leaves and vines all over them. So they would look good, obviously, in a heavily wooded area. But there's also some clean ones. So if you have a city aesthetic, they would also look good in there. But I'm just going to put some down. And these patterns, guys, are super nice. So, of course, you just put it's a 2-piece pattern, but there are also different styles, like I said before. This one's kind of like a rundown sort of railroad. So there's just a top and a bottom, and it's super easy to do. So these fit perfectly together, and I'm just excited to give you these tools and see what you guys have to make. Of course, you can always let me know what you make on Twitter, but look at these. I just think it's a really good pattern, pretty high quality. And really the possibilities are endless with this. You can put it deep in the woods. You can make it a big focal point going right through your town. There's a lot of ideas for this, and I figured I'd share that with you. All right, and the very last design idea is another kind of inspiration for your island. Another kind of aesthetic for you to put on your island, and I think it's very unique. I've seen it a couple times used in different ways, but let's go past my cemetery here and a dig site. So I think a dig site is a really easy way to incorporate a pretty unique idea. So all you have to do is put down dirt, and I have this rope fence here, which I think is the best for sort of a dig site. All I did was place a shovel. I did drop a fossil, which does mess up your score, but you can rebury a fossil here, or if you're lucky enough, a fossil will spawn in your dig site. So here's just another pattern for you that I found, and this creator has a ton, and I just think that's really cool to have bones, and it really does look good. It looks like it's supposed to be there. So I think that this is another cute idea. This creator also has different types of fossil patterns, so feel free to incorporate that, but I think a dig site is very cool. Another thing that I've seen people do is kind of dig through the land. So I'm actually on the 3rd floor right now of my island, but people will actually dig out a square and then put land around it so it looks like a hole. It literally looks like a dig site, but there you go. Let me see your dig sites. I think it's a really cool idea. All right, guys, there you go. There are some more design ideas for you. Let me know your favorites in the comments section below. Speaking of comments, while I take a little nap here, I'm going to show you some awesome comments on the screen. I will see you guys in the very next episode.